What's up, ladies and gents? Everyone else. I see what I did there. Brian here with ETM 540 Clubhouse. Back in the shop. Back on the old ATC70 project. Because this thing has honestly been going together super smooth. Super stoked on how it's all going. And we just want to keep rocking. So we're going to keep piecing things together. Getting stuff permanently fixtured. Fixated. Fixed dead. We're going to keep permanently mounting things so that way we can work around all the other big stuff that we need to and just keep it rocking. So today's episode will be the tank, seat, and the exhaust system, in theory. And in last week's episode, we went ahead and got done the rear grab bar. And if you can see, we did the holes in that, looking sexy, 1980s style. Freaking air. And the light and some other shenanigans. So we're going to keep rocking and make this stuff happen. But before we get to all that, we definitely got to take this skid plate off because we need to be able to get to our exhaust bolts. We are going to just kind of take some stuff like this little tape that's on there and little things that are going to get on our way. We're going to grab all that stuff, rip it off, make some space for us to work, and then we'll be money. Money? What is it? It's like a 1990s Ice-T movie? No. Then we'll be good. We're just going to be good. That's it. That's all there is to it. So anyways, let's start prepping ourselves and making some room and space and all that. Yeah, it's in just... get to work. All right, well, that ended up being a little more work than I really wanted it to. But hey, stuff happens, so what are you going to do? So we got the exhaust mounted, bent into shape, so that way, you know, we're not hitting anything. Everything clears the plastics, clears the kickstart, and then we are going to go ahead and weld a bracket to it. So, but yeah, it literally the freaking stud for the exhaust manifold zone busted, completely broke. So I ended up just taking it out, screwing it out, putting in a bolt. We just bolted it for now, and I don't think I'm going to re-stud it. If it works, it works. It's our rat bike. We're just making it work. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a bracket to... Why am I... It's over... It's not there. That's the net. I keep doing that. So anyways, I'm going to put a bracket from the actual exhaust itself over to the back Nerf bar grab handle thingamaflag holding son of a biscuit. And then that way that'll make that all solid. And then we can move on to the next thing, which I think is going to end up being the seat. I want to mess with the seat, at least get some studs ground out, put some new ones on, and then that way we can bolt down at least the rear. And I have an idea for something that I want to use off the old plastics and some old stuff I had laying around to make a nice little like spacer basically for the front mounts. So that way that's all locked in, and then we're all good to go. So let's go ahead and get to this mount, and hopefully it'll go better than the last time. Cue the time lapse. All right, well, we had a couple change of plans, but nothing too crazy. But she on there, and she's solid. So instead of mounting to the rear grab bar, I went ahead and mounted to the engine mount because there was a nice little spot there. What is it? Oh, I always forget to take that off. Hang on. So there was a nice spot right there, and it matched right up to that. And I was able just to weld a nice little bracket, do a little bend as you saw. Good to go. And then it turns out that this whole muffler was actually only held on by a rivet through that hole. So I just used a couple screws that I had, drilled some holes. I do need to put one more on the backside because it does wiggle a little bit more, but it's way more solid now. And the whole thing in general is super on there. So I'm pretty stoked. I mean, that's all functioning exactly how it should. It's out of the way. It's not bad looking. I'm not hating it. And you know what I mean. So anyways, I was going to get to a couple other things today, but I think I'll save it for tomorrow. I do still want to mount the seat, mount the tank. There is some modifications we're going to have to do to the tank. It's going to take a little extra time. And what I noticed when I was pulling the skid plate off is that our foot peg mounts are all bent to crap. So we're going to straighten those out. And then that'll take care of some major mounting point components. And then we can really start digging into the rest of it. Because as I continue doing things, like I initially wanted to put the new electrical, all the wiring harness and all that on today. But there's no point in doing that because I don't have all the main components hooked up and in place to where I have to route things in and out of other areas. So yeah, I want to make sure that we have all that situated. So anyways, we'll come back tomorrow and get back on it and freaking go from there. That was awkward. I'm so sorry. All right, we'll just see you tomorrow. Good morning. Back to it. Ready to get rocking again. Yeah, we are going to do up some seat mounting / partial tank mounting today. Things are looking pretty good. Exhaust looks good. I'm excited with how it came out yesterday. And it's lining up with everything else really good. I just did a quick little mock-up and just wanted to make sure. We do have to do a little adjustment and cut our plastic right here, just for aesthetics and because it is touching the exhaust and we don't want that melt into it. So we're going to do a little adjustment on that. And then we just got to kind of finagle our way into finding out how we're going to mount the whole front portion. I know how we're going to mount the rear portion of the seat. We have some all thread that I picked up from my neighbor at work, and we're just going to end up cutting those to size and then welding them to the bottom of the pan, but the front of the seat, we need to adjust in a way to where there's support, but also that, it has a way to bolt up and then go from there. So, oh yeah, and I spent this morning putting up some new flags from some of you guys. So I am super stoked to finally get these up. Sorry it took so long. You guys gave them to me back at Wasteland. And yeah, Chevy, even though we have absolutely no Chevy cars in here. But we are a Chevy family. We love our Chevys. So thanks to Trench, a.k.a. Ryan, and thanks to Big Rig, a.k.a. Patrick. You guys know who you are. We love you. You guys are awesome. Stoked to have some of your guys' stuff in the shop. It freaking feels good. Feels really good. So appreciate it. But anyways, yeah, let's get to this. And it's, I was hoping to get to the tank today. I mean, we're going to mount it. But I was hoping to actually get to a point where we could start putting the sealer in and all that. But I don't think we're going to have time. We're going to have to do that in the next episode because I do see some actual modifications we have to do and some repair work. And we just don't have the time for that today. So yeah, we're going to at least mount it up and get it in spot and go from there. But let's freaking go. Lots of time lapse today, by the way. All right, let's do it. It's just a little dirty. So we got this all buttoned up for the most part as far as the tank being permanently mounted on there. I mean, it's not going anywhere. There's still some more work we want to do to this after we get this situated. Why did I do that again? Anyways, so now we're going to get this set up to where the seat will be basically permanently mounted from the rear, and then it's going to have a bracket that's going to come off to connect the top. And it's an old bracket that came from the 185S donor plastics, and we're just going to modify this to where it links up. We're actually going to use crescent wrenches as spacers, or not crescent, what am I thinking? Oh my god. We're going to use sockets as spacers and just make it to where this portion will have a nice little brace to sit on that will also link into the plastics. So that way, if you lean up on it, you're not going to be falling through. But we got this cut down and out of the way enough for now to where it's not hitting. We can keep working on it. We do want to bend this in a little bit more. And we just took a little piece off, not much. So we may do the same thing on the other side, but for now we don't need that. So Jesus. Right, those freaking things. So yeah, so we're gonna get into this part. Let me show you guys how I'm going to set it up to where we know where we need to attach our threaded rod. Because the threaded rod needs to attach to the bottom of the seat. And in order to do that, we need to know where exactly they need to land. So let me show you how we're gonna do that. All right, so basically what I did is I just took some Gorilla Tape and taped this into place as far as where I feel it's going to go. And then we're going to take the seat, position that, make sure that that is nice and squared up where we want it. And of course, I'm going to square this off a little bit more. And then we're going to set that in place where we think it needs to go. And then I'm going to take, hang on, Then we're going to take some red paint, put it in that little freaking cup, use these little Q-tips, and then shove them up into the holes where we think the thing's going to land, and then hopefully, you couldn't even see where I was at. There we are. Shove them up in the hole, and then hit where we think it's going to land, and hopefully that'll be where we weld our all thread. So in theory, this is going to work out perfect. So we are going to go back to time lapse, start messing with all this, and see how it rolls. If I can get this seat buttoned up on the plastics today, I'll be freaking pumped with that. Because then all the big pieces are hard mounted. And then from there, it's just little stuff. So let's buckle down and make this work. You guys with me? Hell yeah. Denny's not here, so I need you guys to do that for me. All right, let's do this. Well, that's going to do it for me. I'm pretty stoked with all that. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of modificating. I have no idea. That's why I'm done for the day. I can't even talk. That was a lot of modifications to do, but we got the most of what I wanted to get done today. I'm just stoked that the tank is hard mounted. The seat is almost fully hard mounted. I didn't put the actual front studs that we're doing at the front of the seat yet because things started falling apart. I literally just was starting to get frustrated at stuff that I put in place and was in my way, and I was like mad that it was in my way, but I put it there. You know, that type of feeling that you get in the shop. And I mean, quite honestly, if it was up to me, I would stay here all day long. Well, I mean, it is up to me, but I'm just saying, like, if I didn't have other things that I wanted to go do, I would be here all day. I would take a break, rejuvenate, get a snack, do all that. But I kind of have to pack some stuff in a little bit and get done what I can get done. So I wanted to at least get most of that done, which I'm really stoked it is, because now you can see, well, here, let me flip you around. So now you can see that most of it is in place. I don't like how high the seat is sitting right now, but all I have to do is trim down on those little spacers I made a little more. And those will be good, but everything else is coming together super nice, and I really like how clean, honestly, it is, even though we're using ratty parts. But yeah, I think I'm gonna come back during the week to finish off the front of this seat, and then we will be good from there as far as hard mounting everything. Like, I think from there we can really start getting into the wiring and the brake system, and we might be converting to disc in the rear and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll just have to see where things go from here. And I want to still do some tank modifications. Now that this is actually mounted, we may not have to modify any of this. It might just work. But there is some dents, like I said earlier, that I want to try and finagle out a little bit. And there's just some other stuff that I'm just perfectly okay with, but freaking looks cool. I'm really excited with where things are coming or going, or yeah, I'm done. I'm out of here. All right, we'll see you guys in a few days. Gotta go. Oh my God. All right, back to it. A few days later, as promised, mind you, as promised. So we are going to jump on this really quick. I know we talked about shortening those mounts and then putting these studs on, and then we're going to call her freaking good. So let's just get right into it, make this biscuit happen, and then call it good. Okay, come on, let's get to work. Holy crap. That was a lot of finagling, but it's on there. Jeez. I definitely need to make some adjustments, but it works. It needs to be twisted, and yeah, I'm good with it. I just know that there's a better way. Let me just leave it at that. There is a better way. And I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to actually put the mount and fully bolt it down first and to the seat, and then go through that whole process. So, but at least I know it's going to work, and it's solid. Like, the whole top part right here feels super good, way better than it did before. So yeah, I'm pumped that at least that part functioned. Now it's just a matter of fine tuning the rest of it. So yeah, let's call it for this one. I'm good. I've done enough. That was a lot to get done. A lot of hard mounting. It feels good to have basically everything that I know needs to be in place for all the little things to, fit and go and weave and bob and do all that good stuff. We're in that zone now to where that feels good. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us as usual. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family. Like and subscribe. We are a family channel. We have a lot going on, and we enjoy doing this. It's been a blast. It's really pushing me to do projects. We've gotten a lot done so far. We're going to keep on going. Love you guys. Oh yeah, check out our Amazon list too. We could always use the support and help. Costs a lot of money to do these things. And yeah, we're on thin ice right now. Well, I'm on thin ice. I've been spending a lot more than I should. So we're going to keep going with what we got. And then we'll go from there. But if you want to support the channel, that's a huge way. Yeah, love you guys. Ryan, Patrick, thank you guys. See ya!